guys, welcome back to my channel. I'd like you guys to meet my dog, Canela. She's chilling on the bed with me, so she's gonna be here. So today I kind of just wanted to make a video about me dealing with anxiety. I know a lot of people, especially at my age, start dealing with a lot of mental health issues just because a lot of changes are happening in our lives. If you guys didn't know, I'm 21 and I started to deal with anxiety when I was it was either when I was 17 or 18. But I feel like I've always dealt with anxiety. It just started to get a lot worse when I graduated from high school and I got into college. So I was going to the University of Washington, and my fall quarter, my very first quarter, my mental health just went down really bad. It was definitely the pressure of trying to be the best student that I could for my parents. My parents are immigrants, so they didn't get the opportunity to go to college. I was a pre-nursing student, and for those who are pre-nursing students, you guys know how hard the prereqs can be. So my first quarter was actually not that bad. I was taking 2 participation classes and then history and math. And I suck at math. Math has never been my strong suit, and that's what was giving me anxiety. So my first half of the quarter, I was not passing, but I just didn't make it the first half of the quarter. So the second half, I'm like, I really need to put in the work. I was studying a lot for that class, and I'd go to workshop sessions, I'd go to tutoring. I was really putting in the work for me to pass that class. But literally, when I take exams, I started noticing I was getting really hot, I was sweating, I was shaking, and that's when I was like, there's something wrong here. And then after, I think I either took a test or I got one of my tests back and it was a really bad grade, and I went to my dorm room and I cried. And I just ended up having my very first panic attack by myself in my dorm room. I didn't know what was happening. I was really scared. And after it was done, I was like, I think that was a panic attack. And then after that is pretty much when I realized I need help. I was crying almost every week. I was not okay mentally. I wanted to drop out of college. And my mom actually gave me the option, but my dad was like, this is your dream school. I had wanted to go to the University of Washington since middle school, and I was finally here. I was finally doing what I wanted to for so long, and it just wasn't coming out to how I wanted to. And it was really heartbreaking to me to think I'm not gonna be able to stay here. I'm not smart enough to stay here. Why did I even get accepted? I was really going through it, and my very first quarter, I ended up passing all my classes. So I was like, I really can stay here, and I can do it. I just need to put in the work. It was hard. It's really important to have someone to talk to. I had my family and my boyfriend at the time. My boyfriend helped me a lot actually dealing with this because it was really new to me. Obviously, I said I feel like I had anxiety really all my life, but it was never to the point where it was physically affecting me a lot. After Thanksgiving, I talked to my mom and I told her what was going on. I'm like, I need help. I can't. I literally felt like I couldn't breathe all the time. It was just the stress. I lost a lot of weight. I was losing my hair. My skin was really bad. And I was just at a really low point in my life. It was really dark. And I was telling my parents I need help. So I ended up going to the doctor, and they prescribed me with medication to take when I felt anxious. It wasn't necessarily a day-to-day type of thing. It didn't really help me. I was still really anxious. I was still having panic attacks, but it definitely wasn't as much as my very first quarter. And then COVID hit, and I really stopped having panic attacks really. they were kind of on and off. Sometimes I'd have them and sometimes I wouldn't. And then fast forward now from when I was like 17 to 18, I'm now 21. I have not had like anxiety or panic attacks for a couple months now. I got out of a very toxic friendship. I lived with her and it was just causing me anxiety every day. Like, not even school was causing me anxiety. It was literally just living with her. Mind you, this was my best friend of like 12 years. And she just changed on me, you know, like when people change when they get out of high school. She just wasn't the same person and I was just tired of it. So I cut her out of my life. I have not talked to her for months now, but it's been a blessing in disguise. Like, yes, I did lose my best friend, but I'm in a very good place mentally. Like I said, I haven't been super anxious. Yes, it does come, but never to the point where I feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack. It definitely has to do with how you, it's not like how you think mentally, but it's just like your mental state and you realizing like what you're anxious about is not like the end of the world. But yeah, now I'm on a different medication. I take it every day. I've only been taking it for like 2 months, 3 months. I didn't really want to take it, but my other anxiety medication just wasn't working for me. I just wanted to get better. Like, I really want to get rid of my anxiety. I want to be anxiety free, and I know that's gonna take a while, but I've been doing really good mentally. The past year was kind of rough, but toward like half the year I was doing really good mentally. I was really happy. I was doing really good. But I wanted to share with you guys like some stuff that really helped me get out of like that toxic mentality that anxiety gives you. So something that I started doing was going on long walks. I know they say like exercise is great when you're struggling mentally, and if you can, do it. This girl back here, she has separation anxiety, so it's really hard for me to go like to the gym and stuff. So instead, what I do is I take her like on an hour or 2-hour walk, just depending like where I want to walk. We used to live next to this trail that was like 2 or 3 miles, so I'd literally go and do that every day that I had off. But now, since we don't live in the same area, I just walk her around the neighborhood for like an hour every day. Even sometimes before I have to go to work, I go and walk her. And it really helps mentally, just going on a walk, not being on your phone. Sometimes I don't even listen to my music. I just walk and listen to the sounds of basically nature. So that really helped me. Journaling, just writing down your feelings, because a lot of the times you can't express it when you're talking. And some things that I do also, like when something has been bothering me, like I just sit down and talk about it out loud. I know like talking to yourself, but it really does just help you to sit down and think about what's causing you to overthink, what's causing you to have anxiety. So I'd really suggest, if you're struggling with your emotions, like I know for me, I'd end up having a panic attack when I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Like my anxiety just piled up so much that just one day, like one little thing could just cause me to go into panic. So definitely, like, if you can have a therapist, get a therapist. But if you don't feel comfortable, or you can't afford it financially, or you can't find one, I definitely suggest journaling. It helps, or just sitting down by yourself. But you can literally just sit in front of a mirror and talk to yourself and just talk about your emotions. I know that sounds weird, but it really does help. I've done it a few times when I've been at like a breaking point, and instead of like going into panic, I just stand in front of a mirror and I just talk, you know. That's my therapist myself. But it really does help. Don't knock it till you try it. It really helped me. talk about my emotions. But if you can find that person close to you that you're okay with talking to, if you can't, journal, find a therapist, talk to yourself in the mirror. It's good to get those emotions out if you don't want to build it up all the way. Another thing that helped me was finding a hobby. I used to have a lot of hobbies when I was in high school, and then when I got into college, they kind of just all disappeared because I didn't have the time. Hobbies help so much. They get your mind off things. If you just want to color, if you like photography, if you like DIY stuff, if you like thrifting, literally anything. I picked up embroidery. I actually have a little small business now, so that keeps my time away from thinking negative thoughts. So definitely look for a hobby. It will help so much. Like, you're like, oh, a hobby? Like, I don't really want a hobby. Look for a hobby, girl. It will help immensely. So I definitely recommend you finding a hobby. It will keep your mind busy and not focused on negative energy. So I think that'll be great. Another thing is meditation. I don't like just sit there and go like, you know, I listen to like a recording of just like affirmations. I don't do this all the time, but it definitely did help when I was just recently getting on my medication. Just waking up and playing that recording and sitting in bed and breathing with it, it definitely does help calm yourself down in the morning. If you struggle with anxiety like straight when you wake up, I used to be like that, and listening to this recording, it definitely did calm me down. If I can find it again, like I said, I don't listen to it all the time, but if I can find it again, I'll definitely link it down below. Another thing that helped me was just going out and doing new things. Granted, this may cause some people to get more anxiety because it's a new thing, but just for me, like how I am personally, I like to try new things. If you don't like to try new things, maybe this isn't the best idea for you. But if you do like to try new things, I definitely like recommend like going to like a new restaurant or going to try this new activity, go out with your friends. Like literally for me, it did help like a lot, just because I felt like I was doing something different every day, and I like that feeling, like I'm being productive. That's the feeling that I feel. But just trying new things, it definitely helped me. And then the last thing that really helped me was my diet. Don't get me wrong, I don't have like a terrible diet, but I wasn't like having such like a nutritional diet. I don't really eat out that much. Maybe I eat out like 2 or 3, maybe less than 3 times a month. So I don't like really like going out to like, I'm talking about like fast food. I don't really go out and eat fast food that much. If it's a restaurant, let's go. But if it's fast food, I don't really like to eat that much fast food. But like eating fruits, getting your daily vitamins. When you have anxiety, your body needs a little bit more of vitamins. So I definitely do my research, because there's a lot of vitamins that can help, but some of them like help a little bit more than others. So I definitely like look into that. I started drinking smoothies like every day in the morning, like fruit smoothies. So that I haven't been doing it recently because it's really cold in Washington. So I'm like, I freeze my fruits so for my smoothies, so they're really cold. So I haven't been, I could probably do juices, but I don't have the juicer. So maybe I'll have to look into that. I used to drink smoothies all the time in the morning. I don't anymore, but I saw a really big difference with me doing that. But yeah, just like eating healthier, making sure you're eating 3 times a day. It really does help your mental health when you're eating good and you're giving your body what they need. You know, it gets better. I've been struggling with this for almost 4 years now, and I've been at the highest that I ever have been with my mental health. I feel really good about myself. I haven't had a panic attack in months. I haven't had an anxiety attack in months. I have a really great supportive system, so that helps a lot. I don't have the toxic people that I had before. I'm happy with my job. I'm happy with my life. I'm at a really good place. If you're struggling, I hope it gets better for you, and I know it will. It might look really dark right now, but it gets better. It takes time, but it gets better. You know, just reach out. If you have someone, reach out to them. If you don't have anybody, it gets better. Do the things that I talked about in this video. It will help you a lot. It helped me a lot. And hopefully this video helps someone. It gets better. There's light at the end of the tunnel. It's a journey. I'm not done with my journey. Eventually, I want to be off my medication. I hope you feel better, because I know you looked up this video for a reason, or you clicked on this video for a reason. So I hope you have a good day. You are loved. Remember, someone loves you. I'll see you next time. Bye.